お帰りなさいませ。
So this episode of 86 was like really good. Um, I guess we'll just go into it in order for how it went. So we're actually back into a combat episode, which was interesting. We have been we've had some combat, but it's very short. To me, it's been a lot of build-up episodes to getting to some of the combat that we're fully at now. The Legion's starting its attack. I think we specifically there we go. They're going to start off a full-scale invasion on all the cities. As we know, their numbers are kind of ridiculous as it is, but like seeing all of them marching to completely different directions is just kind of like crazy. On the flip side, though, my first thought was, why not just send all of those forces to one area at a time? If they got 4 cities worth of Legion, if they all attacked just one city at a time, well, they'd blow through the cities because there's no way they're keeping up with all that. That was my first thought, but we'll skip over the anime villain does cliche things that does not make as much sense military-wise, other than, well, they could be attacked from like the rear or from the east or from the north because they sent no forces there instead. You know, I really love the op, by the way. The op has really grown on me. I just freaking love it. The op was what was next. I don't know. It said like da 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 da. I think there's one part where they're like kind of falling out of the sky a little bit. It's really good. Freaking love that part of the op. Shin grabs Raiden's pillow like a jerk and then yanks it from under him to wake him up instead of just like, hey man, the Legion's coming. No. He's got to be a prick about it. Raiden wakes up and then he's kind of like, oh man, what's going on? He's like, are they already here? And he's like, yes, there's more than what I thought. And Shin keeps making like some strange faces. He's even sweating at the moment. He tells Raiden not to get on calm with him, like just don't do it. He's like, all right, I got you. They're out of their way. He pulled out. Oh, so Shin, he's like, well, how are you gonna get all these people? Like, how are you gonna get the whole base moving? And Shin goes, I think, all the way to the guy who has to alert the base and pulls a gun on him. And I just wrote on all caps, he pulled a gun out on him. He has the gun out. I might be misunderstanding the situation, but oh my gosh, that cracked me up when I saw it. Also, so when everybody's out and ready, surprisingly, they don't get mad at Shin for that. Or if they do, we just haven't seen the consequences yet. Surprisingly, they have people on the front line as all the tanks are lined up to take shots at the Legion. And my brain was like, dude, just imagine having to be one of these stupid snipers. Imagine having to play sniper while shooting at giant tanks. I know full well these guns are not strong enough for this. This is one of those things they like, oh, you want a job in the military, boy? And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. He's like, oh, here, take this sniper rifle. Go aim at that tank. We need a distraction. That's not... Oh, I'm sure it has some use, right? They don't obviously have it there for no reason. All I'm saying is, man, your job sucks. And right after I said that, they got shredded. The Legion has, like, bullet missiles that shot right above them and spray all the way down and just shred them to pieces. It's interesting to see... They haven't, like, specifically said it, but at least the anime has almost implied it now. It feels like they have different weapons for the different nations, at least the 2 that we know of so far, because the 86 in the Republic never gets sent out basically without their giant tanks. What is the name? Why can't I remember it? The Juggernauts. Without the Juggernauts. So I've never seen them have like the spray bullets before. They've had the mortars. They've had the lows and like the regular robots or the running explosive ones. I'm surprised we didn't see those ones in this. I feel like those would have been like really effective, but maybe the snipers would have a chance against those. So I just like that the weapons have changed depending on the military forces they're fighting. So after they get shredded, we have like the troops running back and they're retreating. The line is being broken until our boys and girls show up, and then they start using their specific new rain leaves. I'm not pronouncing that right, but I wrote it down. The Juggernauts from the from the Federation, and dropping down missiles. Specifically, Anju has like targeting missiles on her thing. Karina now has like a mortar sniper rifle. Raiden has like a machine gun on the top of his tank. They probably also have some variations of each other's weapons and stuff like that. It wasn't like a Power Ranger thing. They were like, here's my signature gun or something stupid. But it was cool seeing like the different variety of weapons and also the different placements that they took. Cause they were shredding. They were killing so many of the Legion and the lows. Theo and Shin were having way too much fun swinging around and hopping on things and blowing things up. And after they basically clean up the city, one of the soldiers was like, hey, you did a good job. Don't worry. We'll take care of this. And he's like, actually, no. There's like 1,000 more forces coming over the hill. What? Yeah, just stay back. We're gonna go deal with that. And they run out to the front with all his troops. It looks like there's more than just Shin and the original 5. It looks like there's at least all the ones turning the corner. I thought there was more than 5 there. Frederica is also using her like weird powers to try to guess what the position of Kira is, or read memories, or her powers still kind of confuse me a little bit. And then she, like, as Shin and them are in the front lines, shredding things up, tearing things up, Shin has like a weird expression on his face as she is watching him, and it's the same expression that Kiri had her knight originally. That's what I'm assuming is happening, which is showing that Shin's mentality is devolving to one that's kind of a person who's insane and would throw their life away. As far as we remember, Kiri had nothing to him, and the moment that Frederica got taken away, he kind of double snapped. He was already kind of crazy as it was. As she used to say, he used to show up with like blood all over him, but he was at least happy that she was there. And now he's also seeming to do almost the same thing. After basically a really good battle, again, these are some really good battles. I'm not the biggest fan of 3D animation, but I think in this show they use it all right. She runs out. I think they get back to base and it's raining, and she's just standing out in front of the base, hitting his tank. And then she basically says it to him. She's not like I like the fact that it's not like, oh my gosh, hi Shin, you seem okay. Then we're playing the stupid kid game where they're trying to like fix a problem without saying it. She just says it, so at least that was good. And then we get Vladilena, which was crazy. We get a guy who basically bombs himself on a bridge. Then there's a warning because of that. I think they've taken down a specific part to the north, and the forces are big. Vladilena was already planted for this, as we saw. Her uncle is still on that smoke, is what I wrote. Specifically of the give up your dreams. All these dreams are very naive. You need to learn to grow up. The 86 don't deserve to have to save us, which is true. And they'd probably let us all die first, so just get over it. And then she gives back of, I don't want to die. They'd probably still help us because they'd need us for certain things as power and everything else. So she at least knows to play her cards. It's not like the right card to play, like it's not the just card to play, but she's not wrong. Like, yeah, otherwise, like, what else is going to happen? Or I just don't want to die, and I don't want to die and let the people who died for me just live with that. Or I can't face them if I just give up now. Like, yeah, you might want to give up, old man. That's with you. And he goes, fine, then I'm going to let you see your dreams get crushed. And it almost looks like her uncle might go out in the front lines himself, right? He's got a gun, so I don't know why else you'd be using a gun, unless it's just for show. It could just be for show. And he kind of relented. Like, I know he doesn't relent in his words, but he looks away from her as she's making her speech. So small little details to artwork that kind of tell your narrative. So, I don't remember if Vladilena specifically looks away before. I know he walks away from her, and she's kind of crushed and forced to make a decision, which she does to help the 86 behind the back of her uncle in the Republic. But now she's pretty much standing pretty strong on what she's saying. And even if it doesn't make the most sense at the moment, it doesn't really matter. Like, stand on what you think. It doesn't have to make complete sense. Nobody's a god, so just work with what you have. And so there's going to be a big battle, it seems, if Vladilena is going to be the commander. She seems to be talking to a lot of forces. But we'll see. We'll see. She also had this chip. I don't know if that's something her uncle gave her, if it was just something from before. You can let me know in the comments. And it's on the back of her comm. So I don't know if that's like a not a bypass, but like a commander comp or whatever. Like, it changes how far your thing can reach. Not sure. And also, so we get the very end cutscene after the ending. If you missed it, you should go back and look. But basically, they're all having a talk with Frederica about what happened in the Federate, or it's either a vision or what happened from beforehand. But it doesn't matter because she goes, "Oh my gosh, Shin, Kiriti," and she turn and like you just see this light and he goes rushing towards her to grab her, and my brain goes, "Is he in the freaking city? Did he sneak his giant Legion tank self into the city? Is it some sort of like sniper shot? What the freak just happened?" And now we're left on a cliffhanger, not only with Vladilena, but also with Shin again, even after the battle is over. I really like this episode. I think it was very good for the amount of build-up they gave us for the last three. The last three episodes weren't like the worst, but like because a lot of it was like, oh, your mentality as a soldier. It became a lot of military drama, just straight military drama without the military. So just drama for a second or so, which was fine because I still like the characters, but I can understand that being like more of a slow pace. And now we're at a place where things are starting to pick up again. And our major player, one of our major players, is back somewhat. We'll see how involved she is, or she's just going to keep having cameos every now and again in this season. And then Shin, we're getting this weird, almost creepy side of him with this, like, he shuts his brain off when he's in the middle of war. He's not himself, and by that I mean he is himself, which he doesn't know himself. Shin has no sense of self. Whenever they keep talking about what do you think of the future, Shin's just like, I don't know, I've never thought that before. So, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I really did, and I'd like to hear your responses to it, Baka Brigade. And now I have to go edit like 4 episodes or something, so gosh dang it. Okay, I'll catch you all later. Peace, Lightning Brigade. Bye.